shape. So input, there are two inputs. One is inverting, means minus, and then is non-inverting, this is plus. And pin number 7 and 4 are my dual power supplies. So this is my plus VCC, pin number 7. Pin number 4 is minus VCC, and 1 and 5 are for, here you can see in this pin diagram, 1 and 5, these are for balance. Means offset null, it is offset null. Means if difference, if I don't connect any input to this, if I don't connect any input to this, the difference between the input, the difference between this input, I will take this one as V1 and V2. So difference between V1 minus V2 has to be 0 because I am not connecting any input. But still some microvolt, some small amount of voltage we find it. To nullify that voltage, to make it 0, we are using pin number 1 and 5. Pin number 6 is my output. Pin number 8 is, there is no connection for that. So totally 7 pins are working here. Next, this is schematic diagram, op-amp model. So this all we have done it in last class. Directly move on to our next topic, difference amplifier. See, if you don't, if you are not understanding some part topics and all, you can let me know. So this is what the difference amplifier. So this difference amplifier, you can see it is the combination of inverting amplifier and non-inverting amplifier. So here I will draw an inverting amplifier here. Quickly I will draw the inverting amplifier. So inverting amplifier, this is my op-amp. So this is my minus, this is plus. So plus I will ground it. So minus, for minus I will give input voltage V input, and this is my feedback resistor RF, and this is my R1. So this is my inverting amplifier. In inverting amplifier I am applying input voltage to the inverting terminal, that is minus. So gain of this amplifier, the gain of this amplifier is minus RF divided by R1. And this side I will draw it for non-inverting amplifier, non-inverting. So there are two configurations for op-amp, one is inverting, other is non-inverting. In non-inverting, I will give input, so this is plus, this is minus, I will give input to this non-inverting terminal, whereas inverting terminal, I will take same R1, RF here, as is my output, and this R1 is connected to ground here, it is connected to ground. You can see the change. Input I am applying, this input I am applying to non-inverting terminal. Got it? It is applied to non-inverting terminal. Now here voltage gain for this, voltage gain for non-inverting amplifier, it is 1 plus RF divided by R1. Now if you compare this both, see here, if I give input voltage V1 and if I make it 0, if I make this V2 to be 0 here, if I make V2 to be 0, so your voltage at this point it will be 0, V2 will be 0. It is as if that you are not connecting any R3 and R4. So current supplied will be 0 here, so voltage across R3 is 0. So in this case, your circuit looks like, I am rounding it here, so your circuit, it looks like inverting amplifier, your circuit looks like inverting amplifier. So if you consider only V1 voltage, if only V1 voltage and if V2 is 0, so only this circuit, it looks like, so you can see it looks like inverting amplifier when V2 is 0. Suppose if I take V1 to be 0, if I take V1 to be 0, I will erase it. I will take V1 to be 0 and I am applying input voltage V2. Suppose if I apply input voltage V2 and V1 as 0, I will take this one as V1 is equals to 0, this is 0, and I am applying V2. So if V1 is 0, if I apply V2, see here, this part of the circuit, this V2 is applied to non-inverting terminal. So it is applied to non-inverting terminal. It is 0 means what? It is connected to ground, as if it is connected to ground here. You can see R1, this R1 is connected to ground. because V2 is 0. 0 means what? It is nothing but ground voltage. So it is connected to ground. So here it looks like non-inverting amplifier. It is as if looking like a non-inverting amplifier. So it is combination of both inverting as well as non-inverting amplifier. But the thing is that this in inverting, how many inputs you can find? Only one input. In inverting, you find only one input. That input is applied to inverting terminal. Same for non-inverting amplifier, we are applying only one input, that is applied to non-inverting terminal plus. But whereas difference amplifier, we are taking two input voltage V1 as well as V2. So in difference amplifier, we are taking the difference of the input voltage. So difference of the input, that is V2 minus V1. We are taking the difference of the input here. So here it takes the difference between these two input voltage V1 and V2, V2 minus V1, because V2 is connected to non-inverting terminal, so it is V2. V1 is connected to inverting terminal, so it is minus V1. So V2 minus V1. Whereas this R2, R1, R4 and R3, these are my resistors. So if I design this resistors to be such that if R1 is equals to R3 and R2 is equal to R4, the gain of this difference amplifier will be equals to minus R2 divided by R1 into bracket voltage. What is the voltage here? V2 minus V1, difference voltage, differential voltage, V2 minus V1, and the gain of this amplifier, will be equals to R2 divided by R1, provided if R1 is equals to R3 and R2 is equals to R4. So I'll move on to the next slide. You can see it here. So this is what the derivation done for the gain. So here you can see if R1, R2, R3, R4, if R1 is equals to and R3 is equals to R4, then it acts like a subtractor. It means what? If I take this differential amplifier in this way, I will write here instead of going back to that slide. So this is my differential amplifier, right? This is plus and this is minus. So I'm drawing it again here, differential amplifier. This is my V1, this is my V2. So this is my R1. I think I'll go back to that. R1. So R1 and this is R2, R3 and R4. So here given R1 is equals to R2. If R1 is equals to R2 and R3 is equals to R4, R3 is equals to R4, it means if the gain of this amplifier, complete gain of this amplifier is equals to unity, means if the resistors, all the resistors are equal, if all the resistors are equal here, then the gain of this amplifier, if it is unity, then what will be your output? Output voltage is equals to gain. Gain of this amplifier is 1. And what is the input here? Can anyone tell what is the input? What is the input voltage? Yes, Yuvaka, Trupti, Sahana, what will be my input voltage? So what is the input voltage to this differential amplifier? It is the difference between the two inputs, that is V2 minus V1, V2 minus V1. So output voltage is equals to V2 minus V1, so it acts like an subtractor. So it is taking the subtraction of two inputs. So output voltage is V2 minus V1. If I want to apply some gain for this, if I need a gain of 10, suppose if I need the gain of the amplifier to be 10, if the gain of this amplifier AB, if it is supposed to be 10, then what I will do, so this R2 should be equals to R4 and R1 should be equals to R3. In that case, what I will do, I will take R2 to be equals to R4, this is R4 here, R2 equals to R4, that is equals to 10 kilo ohm. And similarly, R1 equals to R3, that is equals to 1 kilo ohm, right? So here R2, I will write R2 value here, I'll change the color. So R2 value, I will write it as 10 kilo ohm and R4 also I'll write it as 10 kilo ohm, and whereas R1 I'll take it as 1 kilo ohm and R3 as 1 kilo ohm. So the gain of this amplifier, as I told you, the gain of this amplifier is, I'll write it here, AV is equals to minus RF by R1. The gain of this differential amplifier is equals to minus RF. RF is what? R2 here. RF is nothing but feedback resistor is R2. So R2 divided by R1. So this holds good only when I take R2 is equals to R4 and R1 equals to R3. Means when this both, this R1 and R2, R3 are same and this R2 and R4 are same. In that case only the voltage gain will be equals to minus R2 divided by R1. So what will be my gain now? R2, what is R2? I have taken R2, that is equals to R4, that is equals to 10 kilo ohm, minus 10 kilo ohm. And what is the value of this R1? R1 I have taken 1 kilo ohm. So if I cancel it, I will get 10. So the gain of this amplifier is 10 now. Getting it? If in the application, if you want to design it, if I want to design this amplifier to be gain of 10, then RF by R1 ratio, RF by R1 or R2 by R1. R2 by R1 should be equal to 10. Even though you can take it as 100K here, if you take 100K, then this R1 should be 10K. So the gain of the amplifier will be 10. So this is what where we use. Suppose if I use a Wheatstone bridge or any bridge circuit, suppose this is my bridge circuit. So this is my bridge circuit, this is my, it is grounded here. So this is my potential VA, this is my VB. So VA means voltage across this resistor. So I'll take this one R1, R2, and this is my R3 and this is my R4. Okay. So this resistors R1, R2, these are not equal to this one, or else I'll take a different one. Should not get confused with this resistors. So let's take this one as R5, R6, R7, R8. Now you know this is my bridge circuit. So VCC supply, if I take VCC supply as 5 volt. Now if I take VA, I'll take this VA here. Okay, I'll connect this VA to this point and VB to this point. Getting it? I can connect it here. So voltage across this VA means voltage across R7. What is voltage VB? VB means voltage across R8. So voltage VB means voltage at this point with respect to ground. With respect to ground. So voltage at this point VB with respect to ground is voltage across R8. Similarly, VA means voltage across R7. So here difference in the voltage. So this is my VA and this is my VB. So difference, voltage difference is VA minus VB. That comes here. That's I'll take VB minus VA. So VB minus VA is my V1. So V1 is what? It is nothing but VA. V2 means it is nothing but VB. So I'll take VB minus VA. Suppose if the difference is just 0.1 voltage, if VB minus VA, if the difference is just 0.1 voltage, but if I need 1 voltage at the output, suppose if I need output voltage, I am writing here output voltage to be equals to 1 volt. So what should be the gain of the amplifier now? My question is VB minus VA. That is nothing but V2 minus V1. V2 minus V1 is equals to 0.1. So the difference is between the input, that is VB minus VA, is nothing but V2 minus V1 if it equals to 0.1 volt. But I require 1 volt at the output. I require 1 volt. Output voltage to be equals to 1 volt. Now the gain, what should the gain of this amplifier? What should the gain of this amplifier? It should be equals to output voltage divided by difference between the input voltage, that is V2 minus V1. So that is equals to output voltage is 1 volt, input voltage is 0.1. So what is the gain of the amplifier? Gain of the amplifier is 10. So the gain of the amplifier should be 10. So if the gain of the amplifier has to be 10, so the value of this R2 and R1 should be selected. The ratio of this R2 by R1, the ratio of this minus R2 by R1, you can see it here, I am rounding it here, voltage gain. The ratio of this minus R2 by R1 should be equal to 10. In that case, you can select R2 as 10 kilo ohm, R1 as 1 kilo ohm. Got it? This is where we use the differential amplifier. Next last topic is your comparator circuit. You can see this comparator circuit. In this comparator circuit, as the name itself indicates, the name itself suggests, it is going to compare the two inputs. It is going to compare the two inputs. See here, look at this expression. If input voltage is more than reference voltage. So here, non-inverting terminal, look at this op-amp, non-inverting terminal, this one non-inverting terminal, I am connecting it to input voltage. And inverting terminal, I am connecting it to reference voltage. Reference voltage means it can be any fixed voltage, okay? It can be any fixed voltage. So input voltage, it can be variable or it can be also fixed voltage. So if input voltage, here look at the first statement, if input voltage is more than reference voltage, if this input voltage is more than reference voltage, what will be my output? Output is equals to plus VCC. It will be equals to plus VCC or plus V saturation. Both are same. If I supply VCC equals to 12 volt, suppose if I supply VCC equal to 12 volt, I will get output as 12 volt or nearly equals to V saturation, that is 11.8, something like that I will get. So VCC and V saturation both are same. Here in the diagram you can see it is saturation plus VCC. So VCC and the saturation both are same. Next case, suppose if input voltage, if it is less than V reference, I'll take the red color now. Now second statement, input voltage, this input voltage, if it is less than reference voltage, suppose if I take this one as fixed voltage as 5 volt, okay, if the fixed voltage is 5 volt, suppose if I take V input of 2 volt, so here 2 volt is less than 5 volt. In that case, what happens here? So here it takes the difference, you know, VD. VD stands for differential input. So what will be input for this? V input minus V reference. So input to this amplifier, it will be V input minus V reference. Getting it? Look at the diagram. So if 2 is less, if suppose if I take input voltage as 2 volt, if input voltage, I think there is a problem with the network. Once again, I'm trying to share it. Be on hold. I'm trying to share it once again. Okay, hope it is visible now. Let me know, is it visible for you all? Yes? Okay. I think already I have written something that was not visible for you here. In red ink I have written it, see. Suppose for second case, you can zoom it, input voltage. You know the amplifier takes the difference between the input voltage. So here input voltage, one terminal, that non-inverting amplifier, so non-inverting terminal, it is connected to V input, and inverting terminal is connected to V reference. So it takes the difference between these two, V input minus V reference. So V input is 2 minus V reference is 5. So what I get? So minus 3 volt, right? So minus 3. So I'm applying negative voltage. If negative voltage is applied, output voltage is minus VCC. Output voltage will be minus VCC. Getting it? So here these are the arrangements. Suppose here V reference is your fixed voltage. So here I can go for voltage divider circuit. So R1, R2, suppose if I need, for example, if I need 5 volt here, then I will take VCC to be 10 volt here. I will take R1 to be 1 kilo ohm and this R2 to be 1 kilo ohm. Then the 5 volt can be established here. Getting it? See how? Because voltage across V reference means voltage across R2. So what is voltage across R2? Apply voltage divider rule. VCC into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So voltage across R2. So VCC is 10 into R2. R2 is 1K divided by R1 plus R2. It is 1K plus 1K. So 10 divided by 2K. So that comes to 10K divided by 2K. So that is 5. So output that is voltage across R2. That is nothing but V reference. So V reference, I am setting it to 5 volt here. Getting it? How to set V reference to 5 volt? By using voltage divider circuit. So select means R1 to be 1 kilo ohm, selecting R2 to be 1 kilo ohm, and VCC as 10 volt. Even though you can go with another other configuration also, you can take VCC at 12 volt. You need to select one resistor. Select only one resistor, 1 kilo ohm, and find the resistor for this R2. If I need 5 volt here, if I take VCC as 12 volt, I select one standard value for R1, find it for R2. Suppose C, I will tell you. Suppose here I need reference voltage. My fixed reference voltage I need 2 volt, right? I need 2 volt. So here VCC supplied is 12 volt here. Okay. Now for example, let it be small one. Suppose if I take VCC to be 5 volt, okay, VCC supply is 5 volt and I need reference voltage to be 2 volt, means voltage across this R2 I need 2 volt. So how to design? I will take select R1, I will take a selection of R1 to be equals to 1 kilo ohm. I will take 1 kilo ohm. So voltage across R2 is apply voltage divider rule. So it is VCC into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So VCC is 5, R2 I don't know the resistance value R2, I need to find that R2. R1 is how much? I am taking 1 kilo ohm. So R1 is 1 kilo ohm, so it is 1 kilo ohm plus R2. I need to find it for R2. Voltage across R2. What is voltage across R2? It is 2 volt. That is the reference voltage. Reference voltage means voltage at this point with respect to ground. That is voltage across R2. So it is 2 volt. So now to find R2, I will take to this side. So it comes to 2K plus 2R2, it equals to 5R2. So that comes to 3R2. I'll take it to this side, 3R2, and this is 2K. So this R2 will be 2K divided by 3. So I think you will get a 0.66K at 666 ohm. Are you getting? I think you will get 666 ohm. Means now I am going to set this R2 to be 666 ohm. Getting it? If the reference voltage is fixed to be 2 volt, so from where I need to get? From where I need to get this 2 volt then? Then to this 2 volt, we get it from voltage divider circuit, or else you can see some other circuit here. This is my third circuit. I will go with another color. Look at this diagram. I am circling it, see. Right here, how you got this V reference? Directly from battery. Take a battery and set the battery voltage to 2 volt. Then the reference voltage will be 2 volt. Or else you take a Zener diode. So voltage across Zener diode. So voltage across this Zener diode will be my reference voltage. That is fourth diagram you can see. Voltage across the Zener diode. That is Zener voltage. That gives reference voltage here. Or take a pot. Second diagram. You can see second diagram here. This is my pot. Okay. In this pot, I am varying this pot until I get reference voltage to be 2 volt. See here I am taking 2 volt as an example, okay, just for an example I am taking reference voltage as 2 volt. So this is how there are 4 methods how to set the reference voltage, So basically, it is a voltage divider circuit is the easier one. No need to take a pot and all battery or generator. So taking just 2 resistors and connecting it to supply voltage. This is what about comparator. Got it? If the difference between the comparator V input minus V reference, if you take the difference, if it is positive value, then your output voltage is equals to VCC plus VCC. Suppose if it is 5 and this is 2, 5 minus 3, this is 3 volt, you will get difference in the input, you will get 3 volt. So output voltage is equals to plus VCC. Similarly, if input voltage minus reference voltage. If you are getting minus, if you are getting negative, suppose for example, if input voltage, if it is 1 volt and reference voltage is 2 volt fixed, so 1 minus 2 will get minus 1, so means it is negative, then output voltage will be equals to minus VCC. So this is what the comparator. So this is what the basics. Do you have any doubts? Because next we are moving on to the practical session. In practical, our next practical is practicals based on out of syllabus. Experiment on out of syllabus. This we need to perform it in multi-sim. In multi-sim, you need to perform this. There are 2 experiments. Simple one, where these are based on application oriented. It is on application oriented projects or practicals. Here in this case, you can see, if you zoom it, or if it is not visible, you can zoom it. Transmitter side, I am giving 0 to 5 volt, and at the output I need 4 milliampere to 20 milliampere. So our first experiment based on out of syllabus is V to I conversion. I need to convert voltage to current, V to I conversion for given design, V to I converter using op-amp. This is the title of the experiment. So the given data is 0 to 5 volt. 0 to 5 volt is given, but at the output I need 4 milliampere to 20 milliampere. So we will examine this. Why we need to take 4 milliampere? Why not 0? See, if I take 0 volt to 5 volt, and if the output current is 0 ampere to 20 milliampere current, then suppose this is my transmitter, and this is my receiver. At the input side, there is a TX. I have written TX, that is transmitter. RX is my receiver. At the transmitter side, if I am supplying 0 volt, at the receiver side, if it is receiving 0 ampere, then the receiver will think, the receiver side, the person who is receiving this 0 ampere, he thinks that transmitter is sending 0 volt, that's why I am receiving 0 ampere. But suppose if break in the line occurs, I am underlining this sentence, if break in the line, there is a line between transmitter and receiver. You can see there is a line between transmitter and receiver. Suppose if there is a break in the line, I am doing it cross mark, means there is a break in the line. Communication link. If the communication link between transmitter and receiver, if it is broken, then what the receiver will receive? He receives 0 ampere, because there is no connection between transmitter and receiver, so that receiver will receive 0 ampere. In that case, what the receiver will think? He thinks that transmitter is sending 0 volt, that's why I am receiving 0 ampere. The receiver side, he will not come to know that there is a line breakage between transmitter and receiver, because anyhow he is getting 0 ampere. Suppose if he is sending 2 volt, suppose the transmitter is sending 2 volt to this transmission line, to this communication line, and if there is a line breakage cut in the wire, in that case for 2 volt he was supposed to receive so for example 10 milliampere. For 2 volt he was supposed to receive 10 milliampere, but due to line breakage here he is receiving how much? 4 milliampere, because there is a breakage in the line, so there is no current, so 0 milliampere. So what the receiver side he thinks? He thinks there is a line, the transmitter is sending 0 volt. For this 0 volt we are getting 0 milliampere, but actually what is the scenario? The scenario is that actually transmitter is sending 2 volt, but due to this breakage in the line, this receiver will not come to know there is a breakage in the line. To overcome this problem, what we do, instead of transmitting 0 volt as 0 ampere, we will transmit 0 volt as 4 milliampere, right? Suppose if I transmit 0 volt as 4 milliampere, now see, let's see if I am sending 0 volt. This is my transmitter and this is my receiver. Okay, I am sending 0 volt. So that is converted to current as 0 ampere. So that receiver side, he will think that he is sending 0 volt, sorry, 4 ampere, no, 4 milliampere. So the receiver is receiving 4 milliampere. So when he receives 4 milliampere, the receiver side he will think that he is sending 0 volt, I am receiving 4 milliampere. Suppose if there is a line breakage, so he will be receiving 0 milliampere. Now if the receiver side, if he receives 0 milliampere, then the receiver will think that okay, there is a line breakage, so there is a line breakage, that's why I am receiving 0 milliampere. Getting it? Why we need to go for 4 milliampere? So sending 0 volt as 0 milliampere, it is not permitted because we won't find what is the line breakage, we can't differentiate. So whether he is sending 0 volt or whether there is a line breakage, the receiver side he will not come to know. Instead of to overcome this, I will send 0 volt as 4 milliampere. So if 4 milliampere is received, then he thinks that 0 volt was sent and I am receiving 4 milliampere current. Got it? Why we need to transmit a 4 milliampere for 0 volt, 4 milliampere. So the design, I'll just erase it all. And one more thing, why we need to convert? You might be thinking that why we need to convert voltage to current. So can we send a voltage directly from source to destination, or else transmitter to receiver? So directly from transmitter I can send a voltage to the receiver. No, why to convert this all voltage to current? Then the receiver side, he need to decode it for 4 milliampere means how much voltage and all. Again converting a current to voltage there. So why we need to convert this V to I? Can anyone tell me why we need to convert? Suppose this is my transmission and this is my receiver. This is a communication line or transmission line. This is my transmission line or wire. Okay, in the common word it is wire. So if I am sending a voltage here, if I am sending a voltage through this link, through this wire, so you know that voltage will divide in series circuit. If there is a series circuit, this line means what? It is a series wire. There is wire means transmission line means it consists of resistance. It is having some resistance here. Okay, it has some resistance, and if there is a resistance, there will always be a voltage drop. So there will be voltage drop here, plus minus. Suppose if I am sending 5 volt here, so this 5 volt will not be received exactly 5 volt at the receiver side. He will always receive less than 5 volt. Getting my point? So voltage will divide in series circuit. You know, voltage divides in series circuit. So if I send 5 volt, so there might be some 0.1 or 0.5 voltage drop across this line or across this wire. So across this wire there might be some voltage drop. Due to that voltage drop, so finally you will be receiving something like 4.5 volt and all. So there is a wrong output provided at the receiver side. Suppose if I convert this voltage to current, I will convert this voltage to current. Suppose if I convert this 0 volt to 4 milliampere, and this current can be transmitted now. This current can be transmitted because current will remain same in series circuit. Current remains same in series circuit. So if the circuit is in series connection, it remains same. So current remains same in series circuit. That's why we need to convert voltage to current and transmitting that current through a line, transmission line. And the receiver side will receive exactly 4 milliampere. If he is sending 4 milliampere, then the receiver side will receive exactly 4 milliampere. There is no loss of current in this series circuit. Now coming back to this diagram, how to design it now, how to convert V to I conversion. Simple non-inverting amplifier. If I take simple non-inverting amplifier, then that non-inverting amplifier can convert our voltage to current, but the main drawback here is that for 0 volt, if I supply 0 volt, output will be 0 ampere. So here coming to this, you can see non-inverting amplifier. Well, you can see the non-inverting amplifier here. In this this is my non-inverting amplifier. Getting it? This is my non-inverting amplifier. Here, if I suppose for input voltage 0 volt, if I supply, you can zoom it, input voltage I have written it here 0 volt. If the input voltage is 0 volt, if it is 0 volt, then what is the current flowing through? This is my milliammeter, okay, milliammeter. So I am connecting a milliammeter here. So the current, output current will be 0. So output current will be 0. But what I require 4 milliampere, right? I require 4 milliampere to. So where to get this 4 milliampere? Now to get this 4 milliampere to the same input voltage, I am connecting one more reference voltage, E reference. I am connecting one more reference voltage, E reference. So for example, if I connect to a reference voltage of 1.25 volt, if I connect a reference voltage of 1.25 volt, even though the input voltage is 0 volt, even the input voltage V input, if it is 0 volt, there is supply from the reference voltage of 1.5 volt. There is supply from this reference voltage 1.5 volt. Due to this 1.25 volt, there will be current of 4 milliampere. There will be a current of 4 milliampere. Getting it? We need to take the same non-inverting amplifier. Only a small change is that I will be connecting one more input voltage, that is the reference voltage, and that reference voltage I am designing this reference voltage as 1.25 any voltage, okay, as per our design. There is a formula. We need, based on a formula, we need to find this V reference, that is E reference. So suppose if I give 1.25, even though the input voltage is 0 volt, this there is a supply 1.25 volt. Now if I supply 1 volt here, suppose if I supply 1 volt, then the input voltage will be 1 plus 1.25. So for the non-inverting terminal, if I supply 1 volt, input voltage as 1 volt and reference voltage is fixed, that is 1.25. So 1 volt plus 1.25, that comes to 2.25. For this 2.25 volt, again that is converting it to current, for example 8 milliampere and all. So there is a formula for this, there is a design. So this is what the design is done here. You can see the design. The input, our design is for the given input, V input 0 to 5 volt. Output current to be converted is 4 milliampere to 20 milliampere. So I will, this is the formula to find the resistance value. To find the resistance value, this is the formula EB minus EA. EB. So from the given data 0 to 5, 0 means it is EA, 5 means it is EB, okay, and 4 milliampere to 20 milliampere means for 0 volt it should convert to 4 milliampere. For 5 volt, if I give input voltage as 5 volt, the output current should be 20 milliampere. So the current IA is 4 milliampere, IB is 20 milliampere. So this is the formula for it to find the resistance. So resistance I got it as 156 ohm, and also the reference voltage. So the reference voltage that I told you here in this diagram, apart from this input voltage V input, we need to connect one more reference voltage as we got the value as 1.25. So this is the formula for that, 2R IB minus EB. So reference voltage is 1.25 according to design. So this is the formula to find E reference, 2R IB minus EB. So we got a reference voltage 1.25. So how we get this 1.25? Again, see here, I've done it in multisim. You can see in the diagram, if you zoom it, so here R3. So input voltage, what is the input voltage applied here? I'm rounding it here. Input voltage applied is 0 volt. For this 0 volt, I'll take another red color here, okay. For a 0 volt, input voltage applied is 0 volt. Here you can see probe. Here green color you can see the probe. This probe readings are given here. Okay, this probe readings are given. So what is the voltage you can see? If you zoom it, I think if you look at this voltage V, reference voltage, this is my V E reference, this is my E reference. This at this point, this is my E reference. I have taken a probe here. So this probe reading I am getting 1.32. So here this I am taking with respect to potentiometer. I have taken a potentiometer. So I am varying the spot. I have taken the potentiometer for 89%. So there is a pot. You vary that pot. It is pot means what? Potentiometer. It is a 3 terminal. One terminal you connect it to ground. So this point you connect it to ground here. This point you connect it to VCC. And in between that you connect you vary this pot. In between that, you vary this pot. Okay, you vary this pot until you get E reference to be 1.25. So practically I got 1.32 here. So for 0 input voltage, you can see the multimeter reading. If you zoom it, you can see the multimeter reading. Can anyone tell me what is the multimeter reading here? This one. If you zoom it, you can see the multimeter reading. For given 0 input voltage, you can see a multimeter reading as 3.95 milliampere. 3.95 milliampere. Our design was for 4 milliampere, means I was supposed to convert 0 to 4, but how much I got? 3.9 milliampere. Similarly, similarly one more input voltage. If I take 5 volt, suppose if I take 5 volt here, or this 5 volt input voltage, I got current as 19.57. If you zoom it, you can see 19.57. So here the reference voltage, it is fixed now. I have set this pot. We need to set the pot until we get reference voltage here, reference voltage until we get reference voltage as 1.25. So it is 1.32 here. And this R span we have designed it already. We have designed this R value. So how much we got that R value? 156 ohm. So here we got this R value as 156 ohm. So that R value I have taken it using the pot here. Here I have taken the pot. So these are the two pots here. The value of this resistance is 156 ohm. Using the potentiometer, means variable resistor, I have set this resistor to be 156 ohm. Getting it? So this is what with respect to V2I. I will show the output in multisim now. Can you see it?
Hey.
Vijayalakshmi. Vijayalakshmi, okay. Can you see it? I have opened the multisim now. Already I have designed it here. For 0 volt, you can see the input voltage is 0 volt here. Look at the cursor here. Look at the cursor. Input voltage 0 volt. And look at the milliammeter. Here the milliammeter is here. Here you can see. Okay. What is the reading of this milliammeter? Zoom it and tell me what is the reading of this current here. Look at the cursor. For given input voltage 0 volt, look at the multimeter. Yes?
3.95.
Okay, 3.95. And look at this reading also, probe. See this probe. This probe, it is from this probe here, E reference. In this you can see first one V equals to 1.32. I think if you zoom it, it is not clearly visible, but somehow you can manage it. V equals to 1.32, no? Here, first one. So there are many readings here, current, voltage. So first one 1.32, you will get 1.32. Let us take it as, I will turn it on. See, I have turned it on. So you can see 3.95. Suppose if I will just pause it, I will change the input voltage. I will change the input voltage to, suppose if I take, what was the design for 5 volt, no? For 5 volt, I will take this input voltage to be 5 volt. Can you see this 5 volt here? I have set this for 5 volt. Okay, now I will turn it on. You can see at the right corner, at the right up corner, I am turning it on. There is a button here, toggle switch. I am turning it on. Now you can see the current reading here. Okay, now what is the current reading? Can you zoom it and check? What is the current reading? Yes, can anyone tell me?
19.57.
Yes, correct, 19.57. Our design was for 5 volt. We were supposed to get 20 milliampere, but anyhow we are getting nearest to that, 19.57. In this diagram, you can see this resistors value is 1 mega ohm. R3 and R4, you can see resistors R3 and R4, this 1 mega ohm, they are fixed. We need to select high resistor value 1 mega ohm. No need to design for this. We need to select high resistor value 1 mega or 10 mega ohm. Here, this is my pot. Here you can see. Can you see the knob here? Here one line is here. We can vary this pot. You can look at my cursor and look at the pot above the in diagram. Reference key A is written, key A. In key A, 89% is written here. So if I vary this pot, this reference voltage will change. If I vary this pot, there is a key here, there is a horizontal line, there is a knob. If I vary this knob, this percentage, 89% will change, so that reference voltage will also change. Similarly for this here, down pot, there is one more pot here, down one, R span. If I vary this knob, can you see this? Okay, you can see it now. R span, that variable resistor R span, down one resistor, which is connected to ground, that is resistor R span key B 500 ohm is written C. That you can see the pot here. You can see the knob also. If I vary it, so this resistor value will also vary. Already I have set it. Already I have set this values and all. We need to check this input. Suppose if I give 2 volt, I will turn it off. If you give 2 volt as the input, so in that for respect to 2 volt, you will get the current reading. So it is 10.199. Getting it? It is 10.199 for 2 volt. So it means what? If I give input voltage from 0 to 5 volt, current will change from 4 milliampere to 20 milliampere. So if I give 2, 3 or 4 volt in that range, so correspondingly it will vary at the output. Got it? You need to perform this one in multi-sim. So this is a part of the syllabus. This is the part of practical syllabus, out of syllabus. Okay? Out of syllabus means we have taken non-unity amplifier. Using non-unity amplifier, we have designed it for V2I converter. Only small change I have done is that I have connected one more pot here so that I can get extra voltage, so that can supply for 4 milliampere. Even though I give 0 as the input, I need to get 4 milliampere. So for that, I have taken pot. That pot is going to supply some extra reference voltage. So this is what about the first practical out of syllabus V2I converter using op amp